Hey ladies, this is Mocha Mommy here bringing you another video. And in this video, I want to talk about unpopular opinions. These are the unpopular opinions that I have about just what I've heard go on in the YouTube space in the year 2021. So I'm just going to kind of go over what maybe my thoughts were and then give you a preview of what you can expect in 2022. The first phenomenon of 2021 that I really wanted to address was the Black woman in luxury. I'll be honest, I was not too into it. I've never really been the most fashion forward, super name brand adhere. I remember being into Donna Karan at one point, really into Donna Karan, the clothing and the fragrances at one point when I was younger. But for the most part, I've never really been like much of a fashionista. So it just didn't really like appeal to me as much. But I have said before in the past, I'll stay on code and I'm not going to say anything negative about it at all. But it's just never really been my style. I've always been more of a sporty spice. Now, do I love makeup? Absolutely. Makeup and skincare, absolutely. I love doing my hair. I definitely have some nice pieces of jewelry. You know, if you've been in a relationship for a while, you have some nice pieces of jewelry. And I have some nice bags. And for those of you ladies who have made the decision to carry, I highly recommend you getting a high quality purse. All right. If you carry on your person or if you use your purse as a vehicle for your firearm, I highly suggest getting one with reliable straps, quality type of closures, something that will hold its form and maybe not leave the imprint of your weapon that's inside, something that's going to last you, that's going to be sturdy, something that's easily accessible and great to organize. Even if you have to go to TJ Maxx or Outlet or one of these secondhand shops to buy something that's gently used, having a quality bag, if that's the way you choose to stow your firearm, I think is a must. I really seriously do. So in that sense, I may have some like luxury items, I suppose. But at the same time, the Black girl in luxury aesthetic, I mean, I love to travel too. So of course I'm going to support that. But at the same time, it's not really my thing. So I kind of stay on code and just like not say anything about it, even though it's not my thing. I mean, I'm not really like the Gucci, Fendi type, you know, that's just not me. But I definitely support Black women who make those uploads. And I definitely support the Black women who are in luxury, who talk about what they do for a living. I'm going to support that 100%. Now, with that being said, maybe because there's not a lot of tons of luxury in my life right now, you know, and it's never really been about that. But I will say this, the resting in femininity, that's one thing that I definitely, I do want to kind of flesh that out a little bit. As a mother of two adult children, or soon to be adult children, I'm not doing too much resting, y'all. Am I playing the more feminine role? Absolutely. I prepare most of the meals. I do a lot of the laundry. I do a lot of the shuffling the kids back and forth to school. With that being said, I'm not really resting too much. So we had made a decision to buy in this part of Austin a couple years ago, and we knew that a home renovation was going to be part of the project. So again, maybe that's why I don't have like a lot of luxury. Because again, a lot of our resources are moving to this renovation because we're worried about not only our own future, but our children's future. So that definitely is definitely where a lot of our funds are being funneled. And even though I do enjoy home decor and watching those type of channels on YouTube, Style by Casanova still is a great channel. It's just not a lot of luxury right now because we're going through a home renovation. Choosing to send our kids to private school, that's another thing that funnels luxury away. But again, a decision that I would never, ever change. And also having a child that's an athlete. I love to cook, but it's more important that I cook and cook healthy meals and make sure that I'm meal prepping for away games and things like that to make sure that she's not falling behind and being sluggish and having to be dependent on drive-throughs during the sports season. And she does have an extended season because she plays for both her school's team and also for a private league. So yeah, that's work. That's work, ladies. Even when I think about it, like one of the softball moms I talked about in Mean Girls, she's in healthcare as well. And we are planning like a spa trip together. Like I already had bought her like a little gift card because she does do a lot of work for our girls and for the team. And she definitely drove my daughter. She drove my daughter to camp this week. And so that saved me a lot of time. And she definitely does help. So we're going to go to the spa together. But even so, like that really came out of work that we're doing for these girls in their team and their advancement. And this camp, all NCAA Division I athletes there, Baylor, A&M, Texas Tech, TCU, who else? UT, all of them they had representation at that school, at that camp. So yeah, it was definitely really worth it for my daughter as far as like explosiveness off the bat and a lot of fielding drills, which were really beneficial to her. But understand that those things come at a cost and they come at a sacrifice of time. So yeah, I'm not really resting much in my femininity. I now have 2 teen drivers. So, if you see a glow up from Jake from State Farm, child, it's because of this family. This family right here is financing Jake from State Farm's glow up. Okay? Because it's a grip. And also by this summer, we'll have 4 vehicles that we're responsible for maintaining and keeping on the road. So again, that's really not a lot of resting. A home renovation, raising 2 young adults, one of them being an athlete, one of them being a high school senior who might not be going to college for a traditional formal education, but trust me, I'm sure I'm going to be paying for like a lot of computer art and design classes and studio art. I'm probably still going to be paying for that. So again, there's really not a lot of resting in my femininity because I am busy. Do I enjoy the work? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Absolutely. But yeah, it definitely is not resting. I'm not resting. I'm certainly not resting. Also, another non-popular, like controversial topic is a lot of these things are possible because of COVID bonus pay and the advice given by Real Deal Financial and Darren Marion, the late Darren Marion, rest his soul. But, a lot of that finance and business advice, Diamond Dave, who was another good one. Of course, there are female content creators. I definitely think She's Off Script does gives some great advice. What's her name? Lynette Calfani Cox. I've always been a Glenda Bridgeforth fan when she was writing. And what is her name? Tanya Rapley. That's another one, really great financial advice. But I did not exclude the hands-on practical advice that I got from Real Deal Financial. And I know like in the divestment community to bring up the name of a Black male is very controversial. But let me tell you something, Real Deal Financial's advice plus COVID pay makes a lot of this stuff possible. Okay. Me and my husband both have really good salaries. But we also understand that to provide for our children's future, we do have to make both sacrifices and we do have to make our money work for us. So if there's a strategic alliance you ladies can build that can benefit you, please don't throw that away. I definitely don't throw away like the brothers of the Divine Nine or the husbands of the women who I'm affiliated with in the Divine Nine who are wealthier, who are doing well for themselves. Trust me, the person who helped me find this house was a Alpha Phi Alpha, because he would get a hold of listings before they were available. So don't burn a whole bunch of bridges if you know that there could be some kind of benefit in it for you. So that might be another unpopular, controversial opinion, but I can also say too about the men of the diaspora who were in the medical field during this time. Those connections proved invaluable. Invaluable. Okay. So people can say what they, and I can't say that every single experience has been a positive experiences, but the positive experiences outweigh the negative for me professionally and also for the benefit and the well-being of my patients. So again, I get the divesting from dysfunction, but if there is something functional, if there's somebody who's going to give you functional financial advice, if there's going to be someone who's going to give you functional professional advice or some functional career advice, I would still take it. I would take it. I would not die on the divestment hill for the sake of some principle or some ideology if you know that there's something in it for you. If you know that some of these Masonic lodges or Black organizations, social organizations are writing checks for scholarships or for business owners, I would take advantage of that. And I would not die on this divestment hill for the sake of your money. Because like I said, Black women still need green money, and I'm not gonna die on this hill, and I certainly would not make you do it either. So that's another unpopular opinion. The last unpopular opinion would probably be you have to lose weight to swirl or date hypergamously. I think that you would have to lose weight to do anything, for your career, for your social life, for your professional life, because it's already been shown that obese people earn less. Obese people network less. Obese people don't live as long. So there's already a whole lot of things we know about obesity, but what I wouldn't let obesity or being overweight do is stop me. Now, is dating obese means less options? Dating obese means less options. It doesn't mean zero options. And two, I don't think that if you are like waiting to start your life or in this holding pattern for you to either lose weight or get therapy or level up or make money, that's what's really hurting you, Black women. What's hurting you is the holding pattern, not the weight, not the money, not the appearance, not the level up. The holding pattern is hurting you more than anything. Okay. Ratios for online dating favor you. And yes, of course, 90% of it's trash, but a lot of it is skill building that a lot of us need because we don't have the skill. I'm going to give you an example. I have a good friend who was single. She's actually dating now, but she was single. I told you about Kenya, but this friend here, East African descent, beautiful woman, gorgeous. She is an avid golfer. My older sister is also an avid golfer, and they constantly use online dating to meet men at driving ranges and different golf courses around, so that this way they're kind of building skill, building conversations, learning relationships, getting invitations to these different golf invitationals and golf tournaments. And then by the time they hit the Pebble Beaches, the Hilton Heads, the Palm Springs, those nice courses out in Florida, I don't even know the names of them, they already have the clubs and the conversation to carry because they've built that skill through online dating. And that's what we really need to do. Like, we really need to be vetting these men and also asking questions. And we also need to stop looking at dating like it's a be-all and end-all. Like, if he doesn't meet the qualifications for the love of my life, then he serves no purpose. A lot of you in your 20s, I would not think that way. When I was in my 20s, it was who can advantage me at this time, right? If I'm stationed in San Antonio, Texas, and I want to get the Army to pay for my master's degree, who are the men who got the Army to pay for their advanced degrees? Right? Let me talk to these physical therapists. Let me find out what's going on with these dentists. Let me find out, even if they're ugly, even if they're trash, even if they're not serious about marriage, that's good information to have and to get a hold of. Okay? Especially if you're in your 20s. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with dating for intention, because you definitely should. But at the same time, it also doesn't hurt to have a roster of men who have accomplished something that you haven't, and then using your femininity to pick their brain. Okay? We talk about dark femininity in this space, but y'all really ain't ready for it. Let's be real. If we talk about this Naomi to Ruth advice, a lot of y'all ain't ready to follow it. Like, let's be real. And that's the problem. That's more of the problem than your weight. That's more of the problem than your finances. That's more of the problem of you talking about, I need to have a good therapist before I go out there. No, you don't. No, you don't. Crazy chicks is out there getting flued out. I see it all the time. I mean, I was out with a single family member during the holiday. And yeah, crazy chicks are out. All right, these crazy women are out here. And it should not stop you. Now, I'm still a firm believer of cleaning out your algorithm. That's another unpopular opinion. I really feel that we should start following Black content creators, non-Black content creators, biracial content creators, multiracial content creators, because there's a lot of them who make content that's very helpful. I mean, I definitely think, Alexa Sparks, that's probably one of my favorite content creators as far as like overall wellness, mental and physical wellness. And she is multiracial. There's another channel, I think her name's Gwen Volochuk. She is in an interracial marriage, international interracial marriage, right? She is American, and I think she's multiracial, and her spouse is she self-identifies as Black, and her spouse is from the Ukraine. So I think she gives a lot of really great advice. And I also think that we need to think, especially when it comes to hypergamy and dating and swirling, we need to stop putting what our measure of success is on other people, right? So they live a more modest lifestyle. I don't think that's a failure. I think that if a family is living a more modest lifestyle, I don't think that's a failure in marriage or swirling or hypergamy. I don't think that's because Gwen is a stay-at-home wife. So clearly there may be sacrifices they have to make for that to happen, but she definitely is mentally happier, and she is building a brand for them while she's staying at home and assisting her spouse in his side hustle. So I don't think that's a failure. I also don't think it's a failure, like when I try to direct some of the young nurses to speak to and to like socialize with the male physical therapist, occupational therapist in my workplace, like to foster those relationships. Okay. Yeah. Physical therapists, occupational therapists here in Central Texas make between high 70s and low 90s. Now, technically, that wouldn't consider high value, but at the same time, would we have Black nurses who are notorious for letting men drive their cars and financing the men in their lives? I think that's an upgrade. I don't see that as a failure. So some women will. If he's not six figures, okay, you keep doing that. But honestly, having a platform full of young women, I really don't think that finance should be a deal breaker for dating. For marriage, absolutely. For dating, no. I think you just need to be out. Like, you just need to be out. Like, I mean, we can talk all day about how the $80,000 physical therapist might not be good enough for you for whatever reason that might be. I can't make your standards, but let's be real. Some of you guys haven't even gotten a date with a $50,000 respiratory therapist. Like, if we're being real. So, you not putting yourself out there is the biggest deterrent. That's the biggest deterrent, more of a deterrent than your weight. And also, I don't think the weight's going to come off if you're not out there. I think that you're going to need a source of external motivation. And I think that you're going to need to create a support group for yourself. And creating a support group is going to come from being out. If it's from the men that you're dating online, or if it's from the meetup groups that you decide to be a part of, I do not think your success is going to exist in a vacuum. And I really think that it's going to come from being out. So those are my unpopular opinions for 2021. I'm looking forward to the level up and the glow up in 2022. And for you ladies to really be self-advocating and self-actualizing, because I just found that there was a lot going on when it came to YouTube beefs, and beef started sometimes by not just content creators, but sometimes by their audience, right? Because you want to pick apart and dissect all of the information instead of learning and applying the information that might benefit you. I'll give you an example. Some woman was trying to dissect the fact that Well, I thought you're supposed to wear the opposite sports jersey to a bar or to a sports bar. That's great for a single woman. But if I'm a married woman, my spouse, I'm not trying to get attention. So no, that wouldn't work for me at that time. And then number two, I am a fan, okay? I am a fan, and fans have deal breakers. There are certain jerseys I will not wear, okay? I don't care who's playing, because I will burst into flames and die. You're not going to catch me in a Yankees jersey. That's not going to ever happen. And you're definitely not going to catch me in an Atlanta Braves jersey. If the team even says the Braves, because we all know about name changes that are going on for a lot of these teams. But honestly, you're not going to ever catch me in those jerseys, ever. And if you do, it's probably going to be the end of the world, because I'm a fan, and it's that serious for me. Right now, I have a family member. I was out for like Sunday night football, and you're like, oh, I thought you didn't like the football crowd. I don't. But at the same time, I'm really not about to let this single family member be stuck in these horrible dating cycles without showing her where the ball is at. I'm sorry. I'm not. No, we're going to pick the nicest zip code, and we're going to find out where Monday Night Football is going on. We're going to go Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, because we're not. I mean, if this is a Naomi Ruth type of situation, I'm going to show you where the ball is at, okay? That's my job. That's my job, okay? So, right, Titus chapter 2, older women teaching younger women. Is football my crowd? No, but I certainly know that those dudes who are out there watching, who was it? Who's playing this weekend? Kansas City. And I think Louisiana is playing tonight, the Saints. And that's oil and gas money in this part of the country. Oil and gas money. Those oil and gas guys come here from Louisiana. So yeah, we gonna be out. We gonna be out. Okay? Because I'm not going to go die on this divestment hill talking about, oh, baseball has more, hockey has more six-figure earners. Sis, you need to be out here with a beers of $16 a pint, and we need to be sitting around the ballers. We're not going to die on these ideological hills and cause drunken chats. You notice even when I have a live stream, I keep it to like an hour and a half tops, and I keep slides because I'm not going to get derailed by people who don't understand nuance, who want to start fights and beef between content creators. And I'm not about to do that. I didn't do it in 2021, and I'm not doing it in 2022. So I do have boundaries, and those boundaries will be reinforced and be respected. I am not above deleting comments. I don't argue. I'm grown, y'all. I'm 46. I'm grown. We're not doing this here. So, those are my unpopular opinions for 2021. Encouraging you ladies to get out there, encouraging you ladies that motherhood and being a wife of successful people, it's no joke. So be aware of it. 3, luxury. Definitely not my thing, but for those of you who are, I will totally support you. So if you have a Black woman in luxury platform, definitely put it down in the comments and let's support. I am so proud of BWE YouTube. I'm blessed to be a member of it. But I also know it's not the be all and end all. So real life happens outside, ladies. So let's really make it a point to be out there and put ourselves out there so that we can actually live our best lives. And we're not just like, sharing, and subscribing someone else's best life. This is Mocha Mommy, and happy 2022, and see you in the next video.